Good evening. You are welcome to Trading Issues with the Guru. It is my pleasure that we are doing this evening. Again, it is technicality that I involved in it that kept us to this hour. Because this is 8:30. We ought to have started. In fact, I have been here since 7:15. There are technical issues. Some of them above me. You may want to pardon me. But you are welcome. It is nice having this section. Streaming live on Facebook, on YouTube, and on Instagram. Well, we will try to make it very, very brief because most of you have been waiting for the past 30 minutes because my promise is 8 o'clock. And again, please accept my apology. This one went beyond my powers of control because it was purely so technical that I had to call my team from outside to help me. So maximum of 25-30 minutes will be all right for us. We are looking at the political games as they are appearing in our country on daily basis because our focus is on 2027. 2027, is there be any contending rival against the AP? That is the question we'll try to answer this evening. In answering that question, we need to bring the metaphors that have been stamped on our political landscape over the last 6 months or thereabout. When elections are coming, what normally would happen in Nigeria, because we are speaking of Nigeria, and I'm specifically going to attach my sentiments to speaking about Nigeria today, would have been that while the ruling party is preparing, let me remove my eyeglass. While the ruling party is preparing, all the opposition party, if there's one main opposition party, because there would always be one main opposition party, would equally be preparing. Then all the smaller parties will be talking of amalgamation, will be talking of coalition, will be talking of this and that. This has been how politics, this has been the politics we are used to in Nigeria. But this system that we are used to, I think it has collapsed. The system that we have now seen, the system that we are now seeing is different from the one we are used to. What we are seeing now is that there is no more opposition party, except, I must admit that, ADC, which is just coming on. But what will happen to ADC between now and the next 3 months, one wouldn't even be able to predict it, which means the political arena in Nigeria today is going beyond prediction of the wishes and wizards that operate political terrain in Nigeria. Even as much as I've always boasted myself that I am a political technocrat, the thing is becoming similarly dicey to jump into it and predict it with precision. It all started that very day that the governor of Delta State, Sheriff Uborewori, moved all the structure of Delta State political party, PDP, with his predecessor in office, Senator Ato Okowa, who ran as a deputy, as a vice presidential candidate to Atiku Abubakar on the platform of the PDP. They all moved to APC. Two things signaled that movement that makes tomorrow very, very dicey for those who might want to predict what had happened. At that point of movement, the APC made it known because it was the vice president, Sir Shettima, that came, Kashim Shettima, that came to receive the governor and all the structure of PDP in Delta State into the APC. He announced, while handing over the flag to the governor of Delta State, Sheriff Oborevwori, that Sheriff Oborevwori is now the leader of the party in Delta State. Then, since then, a lot of things have happened. We don't have PDP as we talk today. That ought to have been the main rival party or opposition party. It will not be too much of a nation to say that it has gone out of recording. Then we had other parties. The Labour Party that came number 3 in the general elections of 2023 is gone into oblivion. Then, which other party would I remember? NNPP, Kano State, the party formed by Kwankwaso. And Kwankwaso, Musa Kwankwaso ran his presidential campaign on the platform of that party. And of course, it came with a distant 1 million votes, making NNPP the 4th political party in the results of the general election of 2023. APC came first, PDP came second, Labour Party came third, NNPP came fourth. But today, as I speak to you, all these parties are no more in existence, so to say. We are not saying that INEC had registered them. The registration of these parties I mentioned are still holding place in the portal of INEC. The certificate of registration are still with some individual. But where are the functionalities and the evidence of being alive with these parties? Let us analyze that, and we shall now take a joint march into 2027. What is going to happen? I think that Bola Ahmed Tinubu had brought a sort of Whitkiss wizardry into formation, running, and survival of political parties in Nigeria. What he has done, we don't know. But every governor from all the remaining parties, all of them are moving to what was that was given out? What was that inducement that made this possible? If we follow investigation, it might take years, but let us just run it in a short meal and see what is happening. There had been an allegation, it is alleged, that each movement for the governors had the pulse, the till, T-I-L-L, of that governor some big shock of money. It allegedly something around 250 billion naira is being talked about. It is allegedly, it is an allegation. The proof is not anybody, it's not in anybody's, it is not in the Guru's hand. But let us just mark that it has been alleged that for any governor that can defect into the APC would get 250 billion naira. Either it is being given in naira, either it is to be given in dollar, the account will be paid to, we don't know. These are all ranks of allegation. That's number one. Number two, it is being alleged, and of course, this can be believed a little, that once you are ready to move from other political parties into the APC, all the allegations against you, all the financial recklessness you were involved upon, everything that has to do with corruption, everything that has to do with fraud that is associated with you, all your sins are forgiven, they are wiped away. Because let's go back to the beginning of this massive defection. Senator Arthur Okowa, the immediate past executive governor of Delta State, whom Sheriff Oborevwori succeeded, had a very big 4-point-something billion naira issue hanging on him. But the crossover, sorry, I'm not talking of end of year crossover, but they were able to cross the Red Sea to the land that flows with milk and honey. The words of Adams Oshiomhole some 3 years ago is here echoing. Crossover, all your sins will be forgiven. There is nothing to be heard again about that money, that humongous amount of money on Okowa, which will run the gesticulation, or which will heighten that anticipation that, okay, this could be true. We are seeing finding the cause or causes of this massive movement. Then, Enugu State, we wouldn't know what the promise will be. But all we knew is that that man will still have 1 year, one tenure after this would have finished to run. So if he decamped, if he goes to the APC, which he has done, of course, he could be said, well, maybe if he fails, his second chance might be doomed. So we have cause. But how on earth would you interrogate and introduce the defection of the governor of Bayelsa State, who is finishing tenure? What therefore are the goodness and the goodies and the everything that will make him to make that move? Nevertheless, he defected. He defected. Then over that person. That is one angle of the supremacy game of political maneuvering of Bola Ahmed Tinubu, our president. Then let us look at another angle. We all knew the PDP has been so dismembered that the technicality of bringing the dismembered body together to make it form whole again will be difficult for any medical doctor to do. Of course, we are not talking of the doctor of anatomy, because the duty of the doctor of anatomy is to come and look that despite all what is applied, why would this die? That is why the body is called to know. But there's no medical doctor, either a surgeon or whatever, that can bring the